Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's more MSQ playthrough in Shadowbringers. We're continuing with Grenalt. Last we left off, we finished doing the tank row quest, Daikaisen, and so here we are. I've let the Ondo down, aye, but more than that, I've let myself down. Might as well go back to mending kettles. Show Grenalt a crystal which once belonged to one of Ardbert's companions. What's that you've got there? Striking beauty. It shines with heartache and laughter and the transience of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. Aye, I can see the brilliance of the crystal's legacy. Ah, you'd never capture such a gleam, not if you'd labor 100 years. But bugger me if I don't mean to try. Where are me tools, gods damn ye? I must set to work before the feeling fades. I can feel it! A vision forming in me mind. Step aside, lad, and let me itching hands get to work. I've done enough crafting to know what that means. And done. I've taken the wonders that crystal showed me and channeled them into a new shape what befits the Ondo's spiritual character. Not a bad job if I do say so myself. And to think, I was this close to hanging up me hammer after studying the craft of them ancients. I've been across the length and breadth of the Vernovant and gobbled up every scrap of craft and wisdom that I could find. But no matter what technique I tried, my work was just no comparison. I couldn't even figure out how they put them damn buildings together. Mystery for the ages. That's what drew me in the first place. Built me workshop, got the forges burning, then lost me bleeding will to craft. Thank for the gods that crystal of yours, or I might never gotten it back. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle there has been through the kind of journey that sings songs about. The echoes of the memory it holds just speak directly to your heart. I can still feel them coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away. It's welling up stronger and stronger. Give me the chance and I reckon I can weave the crystal saga into another thing as well. Bugger me, I'd almost forgotten the Ondo's commission. If you could drag that lamp over to Torshoth for me, I'll stay here and dream up new armaments for you to try. Okay, now he has some stuff here we're gonna get for sure for the Dark Knight. We're gonna get them all. Now these are glamour pieces. No, they're actual. Oh shit. They're actual gear. Damn, we look amazing. I have once this isn't like the best gear in slot anymore. I'm definitely putting this as a glamour plate. I'm gonna have to get one for Paladin. Hang on. Now, why won't it show Paladin? I have to do it on Paladin too? No. Am I not high enough level, maybe? Maybe I have to be level 80. We'll come back. Yeah, what gear? What is level? Yeah, level 80. I think you have to be level 80. I don't know why I'm running. We can teleport. What is it that you have there? The sacred lamp. Then the Finless one has kept his promise. My people tell me of the many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the cups, and now you have come to me. bearing the light we had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We can doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. Yes, the time for fear has passed. We shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the Forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once our prayers have been offered.
O stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light in answer.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends?
To Brandon. Thought you were always watching.
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day. So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal? It was Brandon's then. Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Oh, armor looks so cool.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emmett Selk was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
You're the only one that asked. Thank you, Reen.
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes, impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting. My people will show you the way.
Shall we?
We shall. The chieftain has bid me guide your steps to the illuminated land. Come, the way lies downwards. Follow the path of coral and rock, and join your comrades below. Oh, we went way down. I don't know if we were supposed to go this far down. Okay, we were. Aether current. All are gathered, yes? Then I shall describe the path you must take. Even the cavern, enter the cavern beyond, and follow the wall down and down and down. Once at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest. Then continue west, and west and west. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance, and do not stray into the deep. Just before the journey's end, you will find the Caliban Gap and the barrier we placed at its mouth. This obstacle will fade should you raise a hand towards it. We have made it so. You motherfucker, I'm literally in a goddamn cutscene, you piece of shit. Oh, I'm going all out. Fuckwad. A most succinct explanation? We thank you for your guidance. Right, deep into the depths we go. Ha ha ha. Asswipe. Irene. The rocks and coral bunch up the cavern wall like a staircase of sorts, but be careful. You wouldn't want to slip from up here. No, especially because there's also monsters down there. I see Urianger, Thancred. We're gonna go as intended. We're gonna go as intended. I was just gonna jump down, but... There's Thancred. Let's speak with Thancred. I wager these bursts of water could carry you clear to the top again. Not that I'm eager to try it. And sorry, Rin. Just as you described. Oh, let's not fight, we'll die. Guide bade us travel to the cavern floor and thence to the west. Yet 'twould seem these twisting tunnels defy such simple instruction. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and relay the path ahead to those who come behind. Y'shtola hath forged ahead. Shall we continue on our own advance? The rock drops off sharply here, but I should think this coral thick enough to serve as a bridge. Ooh, squishy. Squishy, wet, slimy, slippery. The Caliban Gorge. We've made it. There's a barnacled ship. A barnacled ship! Oh. I passed where... I passed. Also, the ship is actually a means to go down and up. I did not realize. I thought it was just here for decoration. I see Alpha Node. Dear boy. MSQ. You have a choice of two routes from here. You can either take a long way to the south along the rocks, or skip along this coral branch as Alice A has done. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. Phew. Not to it. Alice has already gone on ahead. We should catch up to her. Here you are. Come on, I think I found the tunnel we were looking for. Bum 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 ba-da-dum bum 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 ba-da-dum ba-da-dum bum 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 bum. Here. This must be the barrier the Ondo spoke of. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for the smooth roads our ancestors cut through the wilderness. 'Twas a treacherous path indeed. Now, I believe one of us needs but raise a hand to banish this next obstacle. MSQ, I elect you to do the honors. Gone, just like that. I suppose we should head in. Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay aware of our surroundings, shall we? Alright, we can't fall. It would be bad. We would die? Oh god. Oriange, I want to speak to you, but we're fighting. Where thy foot falls, my friend, our road taketh us ever onwards unto ever deeper darkness. Sorry for the throat crack. Alpha Node, what are you doing? Watch your footing here. I wouldn't envy the climb back up if he fell. Coffee break.
By the gods.
Oh shit. I've seen this before, so it's... I mean, but still. It's still all intact, too. That's the thing. And all the lights are on. It looks like New York, dude.
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
This would be crazy to see for the first time, though.
We are seeing the same view.
I know everyone's like, wait, what?
The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... Everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
MSQ, did you note the style of the architecture? It's the same used for the remnants at the cups and the murals painted towers. Look closely. Metzelk has not simply reclaimed these ruins. He has layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. The magnitude of his artifice is staggering. Though it pains me to admit, we did not fully understand the feats of which an old-world Ascian is capable. It's intimidating, yes, but we have to start somewhere. Why don't we have a closer look at that tower to the southeast? We might be able to reach it from the edge of the trench. I once did like a Spider-Man glam, and I used this as the background. Excellent picture. It got taken down because it had obvious extra party usage on it. Ah, whatever. It was a good ass screenshot. Fuck you. Wait, that really does just line up with the wow. Isn't that convenient? How good of us. Yeah, those are some imposing doors. Look at the size of those doors. Now I know how pixies must feel. MSQ Playdrew recognized. Welcome to the city of Amarat. Will you be riding the lift? Well, did the building just welcome you? Mayhap it is not so passing strange. Did Emet not invite MSQ to visit his abode? 'Tis plain thy coming was expected. And where will this lift be taking us? The lift services every level of Akra Heights, but is presently configured to convey passengers directly to the ground floor. Well, there you have it. In the absence of some few hundred yards of rope, we have little choice but to accept the offer. With emphasis on the we, I'm not about to let you walk into that place alone. I wish to ride the lift. As you wish, the lift will arrive shortly. Next stop, ground floor. Facilities include the Bureau of the Administrator, the Bureau of the Architect, and the Capitol. It's only at this distance that you start to realize just how big the buildings truly are. What did that voice call the city? Amarat? Look, over there. Is that a person? No, my mistake. That's a giant. Doesn't seem to have noticed us yet. Giant or no, a resident of this place may have much more to tell us. I say we make the first move. Alpha Note, you can't just... Pray excuse my boldness, but might I ask you a few questions? Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Robe Giant says, "Oh, what adorable costumes. Are you children on an excursion? This district has much to teach you. How odd. It sounded like no language I've ever heard, and yet I understood every word. Just as he understood us. And which district is this exactly? You must be lost, poor things. You stand in the Poliorete district, wherein lie the institutions most vital to the management of our star. Can you tell us where to find MSQ? Ah, I see. You've come to marvel at the workings of the Convocation of 14. Hardly surprising, I suppose. The whole world holds its breath as the final days draw near, and our brightest minds race to implement their plans. Thus, you must understand that gaining an audience at this time will be next to impossible. You should hurry home now, before your families begin to worry. Do you need me to walk you back? No, thank you. We will be fine. Very well. Take care, little ones. What was that all about? To my eyes, these people appear as arcane entities. I suspect MSQ wove them from aether, much as he reconstructed the rest of the city. The final days. Such words will befit the oblivion described to us by our Asian foe, a catastrophe of unprecedented scale, which did set in motion the summoning of Zodiac, and thence Heidelin herself. But that happened centuries and centuries ago, didn't it? The man spoke as if they were rushing to avert a disaster here and now. Unless, for these people, the distant past is the here and now. I believe thou hast the right of it, Master Alphanode. This ethereal Amarat and its residents appear to be phantoms of a different age. MSQ hath resurrected a memory, a moment in time from before the star was sundered. So, we find ourselves in a long-destroyed city inhabited by the long-departed. An unusual situation, to be sure, but at least we're able to parley with these ancients. In fact, they seem downright eager to chat. I say we use this to our advantage, split up, strike up some conversations, and see if we can't learn the location of our quarry. While we're at it, wouldn't hurt to wheedle out a few more details regarding this Convocation of 14 and their impending disaster. To mingling, then. Let's meet back here when our jaws start aching. Good gracious, child, where's your family? You should not be alone at a time like this. Run along home, quickly now. Have you not heard? Though yet confined to the lands across the sea, a terrible phenomenon afflicts our star. They are calling it the final days. 'Tis said it starts suddenly, a cacophonous keening from beneath the earth. The sound it distorts all living things within earshot and wrests from us control of our creation magics. Once that happens, all is lost. Fear, pain, despair, every dread impulse is siphoned from our minds and given substance, an eternal fall of fiery rain. an incessant spawning of nightmarish beasts. None can point to the source of the phenomenon. It is as if the star itself has fallen ill, as if a force inimical to life now festers and spreads. It is only a matter of time until Amarat too resounds to that discordant squall. You should stay with your loved ones, child. Stay with them. It's as if I was speaking to Urianger if he was an Asian. An Amaratine. An audience with Emmett Selk? I'm afraid you have the wrong office, little one. Besides, he will be far too busy to field the questions of curious children. Surely you have been told of the looming catastrophe. Every resource available to the Convocation must be spent upon ensuring our world survives. They have yet to make an official announcement, but it is said the 14 are moving forward with a plan of scarce, credible proportions, one which promises to grant will to the very star itself. They will invoke our mightiest spells of creation to birth an entity of all-encompassing magnificence, and then they will rewrite the laws of existence. It's a huge undertaking, and it must be completed ere the corruption spreads this far. Thus I say to you again, do not hold out hope for an audience. So interestingly enough, if you're watching this first of all, thank you. Thanks for watching my shitty videos on YouTube. Second of all, if you're watching this pre-Dawn Trail release, Yoshi P has... So I'm still learning. Like, I've gone through the entirety of the game, but I'm going through it again to actually, like, learn the lore and stuff. So yes, I've seen Amarat before, but I don't know anything about it. And also, Yoshi P said, you know... somebody asked him, was like, is there anything else in the game, you know, Easter egg or otherwise, that we can look to before the game comes out for like more stuff about Dawn Trail? And he said, do like look into the 12 and also the Convocation again. And I'm hearing now the Convocation, and so I'm like very interested, like how this is going to tie to Dawn Trail. And what I'm thinking, what my guess is that there's a very, very futuristic city in Dawn Trail, and I think that it's like a subculture of the Convocation. It might even be like one of their first strongholds or whatever on the source when the reflections happened, when the star was split. I don't know. That's my thinking. But anyways, let's continue. 'Twould seem the hall is host to a most precious visitor this day. And what, pray tell, shall be the subject of our discussion, young one? Ah, the Convocation and their handling of the coming peril. It's only natural that you should have questions. Shall we begin with the members themselves? As all know, the 14 are the wisest and most poursuivant among us. They are the stewards of order, responsible for decisions which keep this star turning season after season. Be it the speaker, La Habrea, or the emissary, Elidibus, each seat is occupied by an elected sage of surpassing intellect. Logrif, Mitron, Emitselk, their individual titles have, as a gesture of respect and a matter of tradition, become synonymous with their encumbrance. Thus it is with great incredulity that I greet this recent rumor that a seat in the Convocation is soon to be left vacant. If proven true, 'twould be an unprecedented development and testament to the immense pressure under which our saviors are toiling. In any event, I for one am confident they shall deliver our star into salvation. Logrif, we've heard that before. Logrif was one of the Convocation, or one of the Asians that Emitselk conspired with to bring about the rejoining of the First and the Source. Mitron, that's new. And if I recall correctly, Emmett said that that the titles of La Habrea and Elidibus are interchangeable. Like, it's not the individual, it's the seat. The seat of La Habrea, the speaker, the seat of Elidibus, the emissary. MSQ, if I was not certain before, then I am now. The people of the city believe they face the end of the world. I cannot imagine what purpose compelled Emetselk to recreate this ancient Amarat. And yet, I fancy I hear words to us echoing throughout the ocean trench. We would have his story known. We can compare notes once the others return. Hopefully then our next move will become clear. It would seem our conversations were much alike. A looming disaster, creation magics running rampant, and this convocation's effort to bring salvation out of chaos. I suppose there was talk of little else in the time when these events came to pass. Rianje, if I may, what are your thoughts on the ancients' art of creation? A fascinating discipline indeed. All the mind can conceive may be rendered in reality. All that is required is a clear concept upon which to focus one's will. 'Tis not dissimilar to the primal rites taught by the Asians, wherein ritual ceremony breatheth life into figments of myth and legend. I see we arrived at the same conclusion, then. The people who lived in the age before the Sundering were blessed with vast reserves of mana. No matter how draining these creation magics must be, it seems they paid the cost with not more than a fraction of the aether which coursed through their own bodies. If we were to attempt the same, such spells would soon deplete our energies, and then seek to draw the balance from elsewhere, from a hoard of crystals, mayhap, or from the very land itself. Thus, when this art of creation was placed into our hands, it became, in effect, a means for destruction. Interesting matter which no doubt bears further study, but despite all these revelations, I worry we are no closer to finding Emetselk. Has anyone learned aught which might lead us to his location? Not directly, mayhap. But from what we've heard, it seems the Convocation of 14 is sequestered in the nearby Capitol building. When we went to see for ourselves, the attendant wouldn't let us through without a writ of permission, so we tried our luck at the Bureau of the Administrator, where we thought these permissions might be issued, but the clerk there said he couldn't help us since our names didn't appear in the registry. And that was where we gave up, I wonder though, MSQ. Could you be eligible for one with those writs? The voice in the lift seemed to know who you were. It might be that your name is registered at the bureaus as well. Worth a look, I'd say. Meanwhile, I'll head back to the capital and search for a less official point of entry, just in case. Pray allow me to accompany thee on thy reconnaissance. An arcane perspective may prove needful. Yeah, whatever. I think I'd like to speak with more of these ancients. Maybe they know something that could help cure MS condition. Would you mind coming with me? Of course I don't mind. Just lead the way. Then Ishtola and I will busy ourselves with further exploration. There is surely more intelligence to be had. So we part ways once more. This time, however, let us reconvene in front of the capital. Boom, 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 boom. What a bop. What a slow bop. Oh, what? A blue quest? What? I want to... What? I'm going to pick it up because I want to learn more about the Amarat. I must say, little one, those garments you're wearing, they are your own original concepts, I take it? Clearly, they must be given their rather singular flamboyance. I would never dream of stifling a fledgling's creator's creativity, but to parade about in your cultivated individuality is hardly praiseworthy. An Amaratine of character shares their creations with the community. They do not hoard them for their use alone. To delight in disparity is a mark of the morally deficient. Disparity engenders feelings of want and resentment, which degrade the bonds of fellowship. Thus do we encourage creators to share and share alike, else we risk kindling the embers of covetousness and violence that ever smolder in the hearts of... Oh, this is Urianger. Therefore, I must implore you, little one, to cast aside your original trappings and don the communal robes, that you might acquit yourself as an equal among many. In so doing, you will be afforded greater respect and autonomy. Worry not, for this will be a simple affair. I recall seeing a gentle soul outside the Hall of Rhetoric, carrying robes perfectly suited for one of your diminutive stature. I am sure they would be glad to share with you their wealth. But do hurry, little one. The eyes of the collective are ever watching and weighing your worth. Interesting that there was a blue quest. I'm gonna do the blue quests here. I'm sorry. Like, I know that, like, traditionally speaking, in this MSQ playthrough, we've not done like very many blue quests. We did the tank one because that was necessary to the MSQ. These are not necessary, but they're sort of parallel and sort of conjunctured with, you know, Amarad, which I really want to know more of, even it be its small, like minute details. Oh ho! Aren't we looking rather smart this evening? What can I do for you, little one? I'm gonna have some coffee. Robes to serve in lieu of your ensemble? How prudent. Alas, I have nothing I can offer you at this present time. The ones your associates saw me carrying earlier were a failed experiment. I never intended to make them so small, so I disposed of them shortly thereafter. A failed experiment? By your bemused expression, I gather you find it odd that your elders can fail in so simple an application of creation magics. It is more common than you may realize, little one. In this instance, a gaggle of children was passing by as I held the image of the robes in my mind's eye. Simply by becoming aware of their presence was the form, influence, and the final product changed. All things considered, it couldn't have been worse. Just the other day, I was attempting to conceive a white-haired lion when all of a sudden this exquisite eagle alighted on the nearby railing, giving me quite the shock and dramatically altering my initial concept. Yes, indeed, it was a most unexpected development, but not an altogether unwelcome one. Great strides are often born from unexpected impetuses, but even inspiration has its limits. For all the wonders we have wrought, I do wonder if there will come a time when we have fully explored the potential of our powers, when there is truly nothing left unmade, and only iteration and imitation and stagnation remain. Like Hollywood? But such esoteric matters need not concern you. For now, I would encourage you to embrace your creativity and work your magics without fear of failure. Nevertheless, it would still be in your best interests to don the appropriate robes to avoid excessive scrutiny. Why don't you go to the Bureau of the Architect and request the appropriate concept so that you can fashion one yourself? There's another blue quest over here, and there's another blue quest over there. We're gonna take this blue quest here. I'm so excited. The loquacious Amatrine wishes to engage you in a battle of wits. Greetings, little one. Come to debate. And at so young an age, how wonderful. Shall we retire to the benches and settle on a topic? Oh, my apologies for jumping to conclusions. My friends are not quite as fond of the Hall of Rhetoric as I am, so I have a habit of chatting up any potential conversation partners. So, if you are not here to debate, I presume you are here to learn about the mysterious and esoteric goings-on here. It would be my pleasure to act as your tutor in these matters, if you will indulge me. The Hall of Rhetoric is, as its name indicates, a place where citizens may freely gather to discuss and debate all manner of topics. This central forum is ideal for open discourse, but smaller rooms are available for those desiring more intimate conversation. Oh, and there is a wealth of reading material concerning rhetorical techniques and history penned by the greatest minds on offer as well, should you wish to refine your techniques through self-study. To my mind, however, rhetoric is a living, breathing thing that is best experienced in the moment of conception and execution. Perhaps a demonstration would serve best to further your education. I saw a contemporary of mine engaged in a lively debate earlier just outside the hall. Go and see if they are still there, and issue to them my personal invitation to a friendly battle of wits. Here, here, there, there. That is precisely my point, that their obsession with this so-called mandate to approve only the most beneficial concepts for wider distribution, never mind the ridiculous subjectivity of their criteria, has led the Bureau of the Architect astray from its original purpose. Have you business with me, child? Regardless, I am in the middle of a heated discussion with my partner. Come back later. No. My position has nothing to do with the intrinsic value of unique identity and whether or not it has retained. Rather, I posit that the reproductions of a given concept are inherently imperfect, and thus they are themselves unique, albeit in minor but significant degrees, and most importantly, this variance is not to be condemned but celebrated. Better than to strive in vain for an impossible standard that, even if met, would leave us lesser for lack of diversity. Young routines appear to be engrossed in their debate, utterly deaf to you and your pleas for attention. Try once more. My, aren't you a stubborn little bugger? It's strangely endearing, I must admit, but we have all the time in the world. Why are you so insistent that I speak with you this very instant? Ah, you are acquainted with that chatterbox. I suppose I do owe them a debate or two, and now is as good as any occasion. So be it. See, you found my friend. Thank you, little one. Then without further ado, let us commence the promised debate. Ooh, a cutscene. As to the matter of what subject we shall debate today, I propose the recent calamity which has befallen our friends across the pond. What say you? The singular point of contention is, of course, whether or not Amarad should intervene on their behalf. I believe we should. The scale of the disaster which threatens that distant metropolis is a scale of heretofore unseen, and so equally considerable, and the resources must be committed to counteracting its effects. I disagree. The scale concerns me less than the nature of the proposition itself. Who are we to unilaterally intervene in the affairs of those half a world away? Are we to be saviors of one and all? Such arrogance may lead to our own downfall. While I understand your concerns from a philosophical standpoint, I fear you are too quick to dismiss practical considerations out of a desire to maintain an unassailable moral authority. But let us, you and I, hold here for the present and offer the floor to our young student. You have heard our opening salvos in this debate concerning the fate of our neighbors across the sea. What is your opinion on the matter? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. I mean, we might conceivably save them. We cannot save everyone. Sometimes it is all we can do to save ourselves. No, that is indolence. Indeed. The same can be said regardless of one's opinion on the morality of intervention. There is a clear and undeniable benefit to Amarat in using the situation as a test bed for our newest creations, that we might develop and refine our defenses against a potential threat to our own fair city. How readily you see the moral high ground. Was not our young friend's point that we have an ethical obligation to aid those in need? Yet not only do you instead elect to focus on the benefit to Amarat alone, but you also deprive our distant neighbors of the agency to determine their own fate. You misunderstand me. What benefits Amarant benefits all creation, I firmly believe, for the knowledge and wisdom we stand to gain from intervention can be shared with others, empowering everyone to more effectively surmount similar tasks in the future. We're going around in circles, boys. I must say, it has been far too long since I engaged in such a refreshing exchange of ideas. My colleague was equally delighted by the opportunity, you may be assured. Some decry it is a little more than an academic exercise. After all, we failed to reach a meaningful consensus, but I dare say they missed the forest for the trees. Are we not more enlightened by the experience? Have we not been exposed to a greater variety of viewpoints? Is there not value in this alone? I truly believe we are blessed to be a part of society that exalts the free exchange of ideas and that encourages active participation in the public discourse. This may have been no more than to you your first foray into the exciting world of rhetoric, but I sense you have a soul of debater in you. You may well have the potential to change Armorat in ways no one ever thought possible. I shall be watching your trajectory with great interest, my young friend. See, I just want to get a little bit more color in this rainbow that is Amarat, you know? I'm just trying to fill in the blanks. Like I said, even minute details, even just a little thing as debating things across the sea as a neighboring country or some sort of, equivalent to Amarat. I just want a little bit of information. I just want to know more about this city of Aether. Skyscraper Central. I just want to know more. I just need more. With that being said, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the journey, and we'll see you in the next one. We're going to continue to do these next two blue quests. We'll grab the Aetherite, and we'll continue in the next one. We'll see you then.